Samanta Chakravalesu Atra Gacchantu Devata Sandhamang Munirajas Sunangtu Sagga Mokkadang Dhammasavana Kalo Ayang Bhadanta Dhammasavana Kalo Ayang Bhadanta Dhammasavana Kalo Ayang Bhadanta Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa Namo tassa bhagavato arahato Samma sambuddhassa Karaniya matta kusalena yantang santang padang abhisamecca sakko ujuca sujuca suaco chassa mudu anatimani ti. Dear friends in Dhamma, today is Monday. Everybody knows we are delivering our Dhamma sermons usually every Monday evening at 8 p.m. here in Ottawa Theravada Buddhist Vihara. From we are delivering our Dhamma sermons. Anyone wish to listen this great Dhamma sermon, you can listen carefully to grasp about knowledge of this Dhamma sermon. Today I would like to explain about the special sutta called Karaniya Metta Sutta, which means spreading loving kindness or doing loving kindness. So there's main responsibility, there's main emotions in human mind to practicing loving kindness in their own way to every human beings or whatever beings, not only human beings actually, every beings. Spreading loving kindness is most important thing that the Lord Buddha said in accordance with many suttas. Especially I wanted to explain this sutta because of the lot of Buddhists are practicing this sutta. I would say this is the most famous sutta among Buddhists. That is what I wanted to explain briefly for everybody. You know, some special suttas normally Buddhists using for chanting for their day-to-day life. But the thing is that we have to understand, we have to awareness of what's the meaning of these types of suttas. because everybody do not understand the language called Pali. Every Buddhist scripts, they are written by using of Pali language. So that's not most important thing to understand Buddhist philosophy. But the Lord Buddha said, someone who wants to learn Buddhism, so they can follow up their own language. They have to use their language to understand this great Buddhism. That's not problem. But someone who wish to learn the language Pali, the other people who can understand perfectly, completely these types of suttas. There are a lot of concepts that we can gain from studying these types of philosophical meaning included. Every sermons that the Lord Buddha preached. That's why we have to research, we have to study these suttas for enhancement of our Dhamma knowledge, enhancement of our clarification of our knowledge about Buddhist philosophy. That's what we have to practice learning. We have to continue. We have to proceed studying Buddhism. So it would be increasing mental happiness. It would be increasing mental development. Because, I'm always saying that the mind is processing with emotions, with thoughts. The mind is processing with intentions. There are a lot of intentions come out to our mind, but we cannot active all those types of ideas. That's what the Lord Buddha said. We have to awareness of our intentions, our ideas. So that's the most important thing. Someone who cannot control their mind, thoughts, they are not able to live righteous way. They are going wrong ways. So the Lord Buddha said, always we have to practice. We have to practice to control our mind intentions. That is what different between human beings and various types of animals. They're all living beings included to Sutta, right? Animals or whatever person, human beings, or someone who are visible or someone who are invisible, all those persons, all those beings are included to the word we can call Satta, beings. But the difference between human beings and non-human beings, that means animal or something. The human being can be control their mind. It looks like, the computers are proceeding with coding. There is no working computers without coding system. That is what the same process system in our mind, without emotions, without intentions, without good intentions, there is no good mindset. So if we are practicing, if we are following good intentions, that means kusala rammana, we are the people who are able to understand what's the real happiness of what's the real understanding of these suttas. Anyway, so the Lord Buddha said once, Dhammo have rakkati dhammachari. Dhammo have rakkati dhammachari. Someone who are practicing the doctrine, someone who are practicing Dhamma, the Dhamma will be protected them forever. You know, the once the Lord Buddha said, Sarancha sarato nyatva asarancha asarato te sarang adigachanti samma sankappa gochara. And also this Pali Gatha, also in this Pali poem, included a special word called sankappa, intentions, right? Sarancha sarato nyatva. We have to observe, we have to research, we have to understand what are the good things that we can see. What are the bad things that occurring surround us? Asarancha asarato. We have to understand good things and bad things as happening surround us as they are. Asarancha asarato. Te sarang adigachanti. So someone who are understanding, someone who are grasping with dividing of good things and bad things, they are the people who are asarancha sarte sarang adigachanti. They are the people who are grasping the real knowledge of the reality of. They are the people who are understanding of what's the reality of in this world. What's the real things? Paramatta Dhamma that we can say. Te sarang adigachanti samma sankappa gochara. That means always we have to practice, we have to catch up, we have to grasp the good intentions. We have to talk based on right intentions. We have to act based on right intentions. We have to think based on right intentions. That's what the Lord Buddha said. Always the wise, as a wise people, we have to try to understand our intentions with using of these types of mental effects. There are few mental emotions the Lord Buddha explained in Karaniya Metta Sutta. You know, we can understand what is the content of this sutta with seeing of the topic. Loving kindness, right? So Karaniya, Metta, that means the things we have to do. The things we have to do. Karaniya. Metta mean loving kindness. Sutta mean discourse. So as a human being, so we have to spread, we have to prevail always the happy thoughts, the calm thoughts, the lovely thoughts among people. That's what bit different the human beings and non-human beings. So in tranquility meditation, so people are practicing tranquility meditation before the insight meditation. There are two types of meditation. The one is called samatha bhavana, the meditation of tranquility. The second one we can call the meditation of insight. There are 40 types of elements. There are 40 types of, we are calling in Pali, kamatahan. There are 40 types of ideas, elements included to samatha bhavana, the meditation called tranquility meditation. So according to samatha meditation, according to tranquility meditation, there are 40 types of elements, and then especially the one of the element called loving kindness, mettanusati. We can see when we are doing samatha tranquility meditation, the one element called loving kindness. So that is what the Lord Buddha explained in this sutta, how important of practicing loving kindness meditation to our mind, to calm our mind, to get happiness to our mind. So we cannot actually, if we want happiness, we do not want to spend any much money, right? So the emotions are processing inside of our mind. That's what we have to do, change our emotions. But it is not happening one day or 2 days. We have to every day practice our good emotions. That is helping to increase our inside happiness. The Lord Buddha always promulgated to practice us to loving kindness among every human beings, every beings, not only human beings actually. So especially I want to explain before practicing of loving kindness meditation, what types of things that we have to do. In this sutta, the Lord Buddha explained 15 types of things that we have to do before the meditation of loving kindness. I wanted to actually explain what are them. I will chant those things one time for you, for the easiness for you. You can listen this way. Sakko ujucha sojocha suacho chassa mudu anatimani santussa kocha subharocha appa kichocha sallahuka utti santindriyocha nipakocha appa gabbo kulesu ananugiddo nacha kuddhang samachare kinchi yena vinyo pare upavadeyung sukino va khemino hontu sabbe sattha bhavantu sukitatta. So those concepts, those conceptual ideas that we have to practice before loving kindness meditation, clearly mentioned in this sutta. Someone who are getting ready to practice any types of meditation, the things the Lord Buddha said, the encouraging thoughts, the enhancing our inside emotions with using of these types of words, right? There are 15 types of aspects we have to know, we have to practice for our everything, not only spiritual development. We can practice those things to enhance our day-to-day life. It would be someone who are studying, someone who are doing jobs, someone who are practicing spiritual things, or someone who are practicing anything, or someone who are acting with anything, right? That those things we can use as a helper, right? I will explain briefly these 14 types of positive emotions, positive encouraging emotions, to transfer our mind negativity to positivities. That's what we have to understand. The Buddhism is not extremism. Anybody can practice Buddhism. Someone who is speaking English, or someone who is speaking French, German, or any person can follow up this Buddhism. That is what it is not belongs to any special nation or any special country. This is universal truth. The Buddhism is universal truth. When we are considering about, like example, there is no any the compassionate about French compassionate, German compassionate, or Tamil compassionate, or whatsoever. There is no any special compassionates. The nation-wise compassionates or country-wise compassionate, right? The compassionate is compassionates. right? So that's what we have to understand. The Buddhism is universal, common philosophy that every human beings that they have to understand, they have to follow up. Actually, they are following. But thing is, if anybody following Buddhism or anybody studying or learning Buddhism, they can understand, uh, they can expand their mind capacity with grasping a lot of knowledge. That's the beneficial thing in terms of studying Buddhism. So in accordance to the discourse of loving kindness, the first thing is sakko, that we have to understand. What is the sakko mean? That means capability. You know, as a Buddhist followers or whatsoever people, you know, people wants to get the people are hoping, they have a lot of hopes, right? They have a lot of achievements. They have various types of goals. So the important thing is we have to achieve our goals, right? To achieve goals, we have to cultivate our inner capability, our skillfulnesses inside of our mind. That is what the Lord Buddha have done. That is what any richest persons in this world have done. They have learned a lot of things to cultivate their skillfulness. That is what the Lord Buddha mean in this word. Sakko mean ability to do something, ability to do works, ability to do meditation, ability to do transfer our negative thoughts to positive thoughts. That's the thing the Lord Buddha wanted to us to do with practicing this loving kindness meditation. That's the first thing we have to know. Sakko. Ujucha. Ujucha means straight. We have to stand in front of any struggling, in front of any problematic things, in front of any types of barriers. That's how important of ujucha, straight, right? It is not actually meaning bodily straight. That is what we have to develop our mental strength. We have to develop our mental strength. That's what called ujucha. And then second one, the next word we can introduce sujucha, right? Straightforward. We have to proceed forward to achieve our goals. So especially in this sutta mentioned that the goal is attaining supreme bliss of Nibbana. That is the main purpose of Buddhist. That's the, actually it is, we can explain another way. That's the ultimate, the understanding of ultimate truth. That's the emphasizing of what's the happening really in this world. That's what our final achievement. So when we are practicing meditation, we have to face a lot of barriers. There are a lot of mental negative thoughts are coming to our mindset that we have to understand this time, right? This is the mental negative thoughts that arising to our mindset. So we have to awareness of our mind intentions. We have to escape those types of mental negative intentions. You know, the Lord Buddha explained about 5 hindrances, right? When it talks about meditation, we cannot talk except 5 hindrances. That's the mostly effect to our mindset with arising sensual pleasures. That means kama chanda, or torpor thoughts. That means tina midda, and then vyapada, it means ill will, right? So there are a lot of mental intentions that are burdening to our path. If they are arising, we have to straight our mind. We have to straight forward our continuing our loving kindness meditation to understand ultimate truths of suffering. And then I will move to talk about the word we can call suacho. That means, you know, vacha mean words. We are using words to communicate. Vachaya. So vachana, verbally, or words, or communicating with using of words. So with adding of the word, the letter su, the completely different the meaning of vacha, right? That means we are using very calm words. We are using soft words to accompany with people or to accompany with animals, whatsoever beings. Suacha mean obedient. We are using smoothie words to communicate our ideas. That is healing another mind. That is calming down another mind. How important of using gentle words, the good words, smooth words to communicate our ideas among people. Suvacha. And then, the first three, that means Sakko, Ujucha, Sujucha. The first three, controlling, and then second set of three, Suvachocha, Mudu, Anatimani. Mudu means humble. And then sixth one is Anatimani, that means condescension. Fourth one and fifth one and sixth one, the second set of three is completely controlling first set of three, right? So if we are standing straight forward, if we are acting like a straightforward mind, we cannot understand what are the things that going on in next time. That's why the Lord Buddha gradually promulgated these concepts. These 15 things, all the things we have to practice. That's the most important thing. Not only one aspect, not only one element, not only one ideas. We have to practice all the 15 things. Suvacha mean smooth words. Everybody like to listen smooth words, even animal. And the next word is Mudu. There are two letters. It's very simply we can memorize. Mudu mean humble. The mudita that we can say, Metta, Karuna, Mudita, Upekka, the tranquility or humble thoughts, right? There are 4 things that the Lord Buddha explained that the people have to practice all the way as a human beings. Metta, Karuna, Mudita, Upekka. Metta means loving kindness. Karuna means compassionate. Metta, Karuna, Mudita, that means tranquility. Metta, Karuna, Mudita, Upekka means equanimity. Those 4 types of positive intentions that every human beings have to practice for their life to increase harmony, to increase peaceful society, to develop happiness among the society. That's the main mission of, that's the main vision of every philosophy. To cultivate happiness, to cultivate peaceful, to cultivate good ideas, to cultivate good peoples. Right? That's what the Lord Buddha wanted us to practice this Buddhism, right? Mudita, Mudi, Mudu. And then the next word, the next concept we can introduce, Anatimani. That means condescension. In modern world, there's the word condescension is very famous among, especially we can call especially the field of business. That's a very famous word, condescension. That's what the word condescension is using for the group works. You know, there are two types of work, individual works and group works, right? So it is very important to work with very humble thoughts. If we are working with other members, if we are working other people, we have to cultivate the concept called condescension. In Pali, anatimani. So that is what this is amazing sutta the Lord Buddha preached in Kuddaka Nikaya in Sutta Nipata. That's the reference of this sutta. The discourse of Kuddaka in Sutta Nipata, the Lord Buddha explained this sutta included to the sutta that discourse. Mudu anatimani, and then santussako. Santussako means, everyone knows about briefly what's the santussaka. That means happiness, content. Or we can call another word for that, piti. That means rapture. That's the one of the element of 7 enlightened facts. That means satta bojjanga. Right? So we have to enhance our inner happiness. We have to enhance our inner content to clarify our mind and body. That cause to reduce mental suffering and also physical diseases. Physical diseases. That's the main purpose of modern psychology, especially there are so many types of the variety of mental and mental diseases, right? Without practicing loving kindness thoughts, that people are facing a lot of troublesome in modern world, such as the one of the mental illness, the negative illness called borderline personality, right? That means borderline personality. That means the people who are not able to present their ideas in front of the people, they are guilty. So that cause, the one thing cause they do not have enough happiness. That's why we have to practice, we have to increase our happiness inside of our mind. The happiness gives us more energies to our life. Santussako, subharo. Subharo means that we have to grow up. We have to nourish our body. We have to nourish our life in a very simple way. We do not want to practice, we do not want to collect a lot of stuff, lot of amenities, lot of a lot of infrastructures for our lives. I want this, I want this, I want that, I want all the things. If you are shopping or if you are going anywhere, we are thinking we cannot live without them, we cannot live without that, those, right? But the thing is that we have to understand, we have to collect very simple amenities or utilities to nourish our body, to nourish our life. That is what mean in this word. The Lord Buddha explained, Subharo is giving more happiness to our mindset. We have to collect things that very simply, or the simple things, or very needy things that we have to grasp, that we have to gain. That's the Buddhist explanation in about Subharo. And then the next word is, we can call Appakicho. Appa mean little. Icha mean like, or our wishes, right? Icha is our greediness, or our that is what mean the like, right? That's a good word for icha, right? Or wishes. Appa mean little, little wishes. That means we have to mitigate our craving, our needy things. We have to, it looks like if it is there is a very huge bowl of rice, but all the foods that we cannot eat, at once, because our stomach knows how much that we can eat at once. This looks like Appakicca. In modern psychology, there is the very famous concept we can call minimalism. Minimizing our utilities, minimizing our needy things. There are a lot of things surround us, right? But we are not using actually the things that we have collected surround us, right? That is what the Lord Buddha said. We have to collect things, or food, or anything else, that we have to think about what are the things that we have to collect for our life, for our house, right? That would be increasing our mental happiness, right? That is how important of knowing about knowing about Appakiccho. And then the next word I can call Sallahuka utti. Simple livelihood. Sallahuka utti. So, we have to understand the main important effect of what are the things that we are using for our life. It's like example, everybody dressing, right? Everybody are dressing to cover their body. No matter how much dressings are, it is not necessary. We are using dressings to cover our body, right? To give protection for our body. That's the main purpose of using any types of dresses. So that's not necessary to consider about how much of dresses, right? The Sallahuka Utti mean the simple livelihood, right? So we have to understand what are the valueness of, what are the effectiveness of things that we are using for our lives. When we are studying these types of philosophical content to our mindset, that is what giving a lot of beneficial for our lives, right? The Lord Buddha wanted to actually create a great human being to the society, right? With using of these types of concepts, actually human beings are transforming their minds to good way. That affects to increase the happiness of all the beings who are living in society. That's what main purpose of practicing or learning this doctrine. So I have explained half of concepts in accordance with Karaniya Metta Sutta in briefly. In next day, I will hope to discuss other concepts and the final part of Sutta, loving kindness meditation. What's the loving kindness meditation? What types of beneficials that we can practice in loving kindness meditation? Those types of things we are talking next day, right? So I'm going to finish my Dhamma talk today. Actually, I would say all Dhamma friends have to listen Dhamma as much as possible in their lifetime during their works. You have to practice doctrinal concepts. You have to practice good concepts to your mind. If you are practicing meditation, or if you are reading Buddhism, or if you are cultivating your Dhamma knowledge in your life, that cause to increase your mental happiness. You can live without suffering. You can live without problematic things. You can live without lamentation. That's the main purpose of our life. Live with happiness. That's why in this sutta, the Lord Buddha explained, if you want to live with happy, you have to practice loving kindness meditation, loving kindness thoughts. You have to prevail loving kindness thoughts among the society. That's the final idea of this Dhamma sermon. Thank you so much for listening today Dhamma sermon for everybody. Finally, I want to transfer all the merits to all heavenly beings who were listened in this Dhamma sermon. May they share, may they transfer these merits, and after transferring these merits to all the heavenly beings, may they protect you and your family. May they bless you, family. May they bless your works. May they bless your study. May they increase your happiness. May they help you to get studying Buddhism. Or finally, may they attain supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Akasattha cha bummattha devanaga mahiddhika punyantang anumoditva chirang rakkantu loka sasanang. Akasattha cha bummattha devanaga mahiddhika punyantang anumoditva chirang rakkantu loka sasanang. Akasattha cha bummattha devanaga mahiddhika punyantang anumoditva chirang rakkantu loka sasanang. Abhivadana silissa niccang vandapachayino chattaro dhamma vaddanti ආයුවන්නෝ සුකං බලං ආයුරාරෝග්‍ය සංපත්ති සග්ග සංපත්ති මේවච අතෝ නිබ්බාන සම්පත්ති ඉමිනාතේ සමිජ්ජතු සබ්බීතියෝ විවජ්ජන්තෝ සබ්බ රෝගෝ විනස්සතෝ මාතේ භවත්වන්තරායෝ සුඛී දීඝායුකෝ භව භවතු සබ්බ මංගලං රක්칸තු සබ්බ දේවතා සබ්බ බුද්ධානුභාවේන සදා සොත්ති භවන්තු තේ භවතු සබ්බ මංගලං රක්칸තු සබ්බ දේවතා සබ්බ ධම්මානුභාවේන සදා සොත්ති භවන්තු තේ භවතු සබ්බ මංගලං රක්칸තු සබ්බ දේවතා සබ්බ සංඝානුභාවේන සදා සොත්ති භවන්තු තේ. සාදු සාදු සාදු.